Thomas Paine, Thomas Paine, Thomas Paine, Sam Adams, Sam Adams, Sam Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Benjamin Franklin, Benjamin Franklin. These men spoke up for what they thought was right. From their courage came such documents as the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. From their willingness to speak what was sometimes unpopular but right, we enjoy such liberties as freedom of speech, the right to keep and bear arms, and freedom of religion. There are those who still wish to oppress our freedoms, and there are still patriots willing to stand up and defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Men like Zeb Bell, who honor our founding fathers and what they stood for. It's now time for Zeb at the ranch, speaking up and defending your freedoms. Brought to you by Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers and all of the other great advertisers on the program. And now, Zeb Bell.
Let me ask you a question this morning to start things off. Where are all the so-called black leaders? Barack Obama, Jesse Jackson, the Reverend Al Sharpton. Where are all their voices that should be calling for peace and stop the shootings and killings of blacks to blacks in Chicago? These so-called leaders must have developed laryngitis. Here comes Kate Smith and God Bless America, followed by a Patriot with our Pledge of Allegiance. Come on, folks, call in. Good morning. And a good morning to you and yours. I'm Zeb Bell, sitting right here in the hot seat, and our major sponsor, of course, at Zeb at the Ranch, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers, all 7 locations, serving you with very safe, clean environment, and, of course, the best in tires. Along with our friends at Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation at 1263 Bennett Avenue, Suite 2 in Burley, helping you get back to being you. Right now, let's go to the phone line and have a Patriot on with our Pledge of Allegiance. Good morning to you. Oh, turn your radio off if you have it on. Please, don't have your radio going.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I don't have anything on.
Well, that's a shame. You should be dressed.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Randy. I'll tell you what, the feedback about blew my head off. I don't think it went on the air, but the feed line to me, whoa, I stood up and said, howdy, good morning. Thank you for calling in. Appreciate it. Thank you much. Good morning to you, and time for the weather. And the weather brought to you by K&R Rental at 256 South, 600 west of Hayburn. Good morning, Roger and the crew. They get there early, turn the key in the lock at about 7 o'clock in the morning to serve you with the best of tools and equipment for rental for whatever job you need to take care of. Absolutely. Maybe it's not a job or a construction project. Maybe it's the care of your lawn or your garden, whatever. They've got all the equipment you need. They've got everything, and if you're not sure what you need, call them. It's easy. 678-3122. K&R Rental. Right now, here's Gina with the weather.
Expecting another few beautiful days and warming temperatures. Here's a look at your weather forecast. Looks like sunny skies for today. High of about 90 degrees. So if you're working out on the blacktop or outside, make sure you keep yourself well hydrated. For tonight, mostly clear skies with a low of 56. For tomorrow, sunny skies, high of 88, clear, and 56 for Friday night. By Saturday, looks like it's going to be the warmest day so far. Sunny skies, highs are going to be in the mid-90s. And then for Sunday, sunny skies in the 88. That's what's your weather forecast for 7th.
Oh, thank you, Gina. Appreciate it. And the weather again brought to you and everybody by K&R Rental. And they're right there on that Burley Paul Highway. You can't possibly miss them with a front yard that's just loaded with all the equipment you need for any kind of a task. So get a hold of Roger today and the crew. K&R Rental, 678-3122. Caller, I will be right there. Bear with me just a second because I want to tell everybody, too, about Ramsey Ramsey Heating and Electric. They also get there early in the morning, and as they have for almost 7 decades. My goodness, they've been serving this area for a long, long time with literally all your heating, cooling, and electrical needs. I mean, when I say all, that's the truth. And they've got the most efficient, educated people serving you. Please, for any problem, give them a call, 678-0459. They're open 7:30 to 5 Monday through Friday at 2600 Overland Avenue in Burley, Ramsey Heating and Electric. Caller, good morning to you.
Well, good morning to you, and boy, am I smiling today.
I can tell.
Okay, the good news is, especially for Zeb Bell, this is National Sugar Cookie Day.
Is it really?
Yes, they just announced it on KMVP just a little earlier this morning.
I did not know it was National Sugar Cookie Day. If I'd have known that, I would have called Sean over at the station and said, "Hey, Pard, you're on your own. I'm taking a national holiday because I love sugar cookies. Thank you."
But you know what's really disturbing about this? They didn't even contact my wife.
Yeah, Nancy is the sugar cookie queen, and she should have been contacted for the huge parade I'm sure they're going to be having down all the streets of America. And she could have sat up on the back of a convertible and had her magic scepter and waved it at the crowd and everything, and perhaps at every intersection passed out about a dozen delicious sugar cookies. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Well, if we'd have known about it, we'd have had something for you today.
You know, I'll tell you what. Now you just got my my mind set. I got to have some sugar cookies someplace. I might even have to resort to buying some. It's National Holiday for Zeb. It's Sugar Cookie Day. Anything else, real quick, before I go to a commercial break, Keith?
Yeah, but I could. We just happen to have some on hand.
Oh. Well, don't make a special trip because I'm not going to be here the rest of the day. I wish I was, because anytime I get a chance to have sugar cookies, I'll make special exceptions. But thank you for breaking the ice this morning. It's National Sugar Cookie Day. I am in heaven. Thank you so much.
I think they should mention your name.
Oh, it should be attached to every banner. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. I love sugar cookies. I will, sir. Thank you much. Ever since I was a little bitty boy, I don't like sugar cookies with frosting on them. No, I don't. I like just good old plain sugar cookies with a sprinkling of sugar on them. I've been that way ever since I was a little bitty toddler, and they are my favorite cookie. Don't forget Dino's Septic Service. Oh, my. They do the job that nobody else wants to do. I don't want to stand out there and pump a septic tank. They do all the liquid waste removal and the sewer and sink drain line cleaning, and they've got great backhoe service, and they put in septic tanks and drain fields. They do it all. Absolutely great, fast, fair-friendly service to you. All you have to do is call them at 436-6526 or 678-1638. Dino's Septic Service with that big truck. Hello. Smells Cargo on the way to serve you. Dino's Septic Service. Sean, could we, before we get rolling here this morning, have a good word for the Silver State Stampede?
Nevada's oldest rodeo, the Silver State Stampede, roars into the Elko County Fairgrounds July 10, 11, and 12. This PRCA-sanctioned rodeo brings you the thrill of pro riders going head-to-head in one of the world's toughest sports, rodeo.
Yeah.
The action kicks off Friday evening with a delicious tri-tip dinner for just $10. Old West bronc ride, mutton busting, PRCA rodeo action, and the always popular Ring of Fear. Dance the night away to the music of the Moonshine Outlaws, and on Saturday, show your support with Tough Enough to Wear paint. Round out the weekend with Family Day Sunday evening, the best family entertainment this side of the Rio Grande, the Silver State Stampede, July 10, 11, and 12 at the Elko County Fairgrounds. The Silver State Stampede will be following all of the Nevada governor's directives, Nevada United Roadmap to Recovery Plan, as well as the CDC guidelines. The safety of everyone is our top priority.
During that last commercial, I called my wife and I says, break out the fly swatter. We've got some fly. I thought normally we waited until about the 1st of August to have these flies come in. But boy, we've got a couple of them that are not going to see the sunset tonight. They're going to meet their demise and go to the fly boot hill. I've had enough of these guys. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Zeb. Well, I thought you were sweet enough without having to have sugar cookies.
No, not even close. Not even close.
Well, I'm sure Deanna could bake you up some sugar cookies.
Well, she knows I've been trying to watch my weight a little bit, and I've lost a whole bunch. I mean, from 2 years ago, I'm down about 35 pounds, and I'm proud of that. But every time Nancy comes by with Nancy Cottam with her cookies, I do have the indulgence factor of taking the box that she leaves and not sharing them with anybody.
Well, Zeb, call on a more serious matter. It just seems like it just irritates the heck out of me that every day we hear cases, and more cases. But we never hear much, here locally at least, about how many people are actually in the hospital, from the COVID-19. And how many people don't have symptoms. And that kind of thing, because, just the fact is everybody eventually is going to be infected unless we protect, like, the vulnerable in the nursing homes and so forth. And most of the deaths in Idaho have been in the care centers and nursing homes. And so the idea that this virus has just been blown way out of proportion to what it really is as far as its virulency, it just is, the Times News here, the local paper, they're doing their part to kill the Idaho economy, and obviously the bottom line is to get rid of Trump and kill the economy so we can have these globalists will get their dream come true that we can all be slaves in this global plantation.
Well, hold on a second, Adrian. Let me jump in here. Let me jump in and share part of the conversation with you. And I'm going to ask Sean if you could boost the audio feed line to me just a little bit. For some reason this morning it went real low. I absolutely am an advocate of having schools, and now it's a little too much, Sean. I'm going to gripe and complain. I know. I apologize, but now I've got a feedback problem again. But we need to get back to school. I am going to be absolutely adamant that schools need to open up. I know many schools are looking at maybe a month to 5 weeks from today of opening up, and I see no reason why not. We need to start our education of our kids. They suffered severely the last quarter of the year up to and through graduation, and now as a new school year, we can't go off the internet or computers. We need live teaching of our students in the classroom with their peers.
I totally agree with you. And the kids themselves have the chances of them getting seriously ill with this virus is much less than the flu. About a fourth, they said, percentage-wise. I mean, so the kids some of them will get sick, but all of this stuff of having the schools to do 2 days in the class and then 3 days on the computer, I mean, this is a bunch of garbage.
Well, it's not only garbage, Adrian. It's absolutely it's a travesty to families. I mean, how are moms and dads that have jobs that are depending upon that income, and they see their kids off to school every morning, and they know that they've got about an 8-hour interim to take care of their jobs and be back there at home when the kids get out of school? And how are you going to do that on 2 days a week, and then they got to renegotiate their schedules and do this and hire somebody here? It's absolutely ludicrous.
Oh, absolutely, and I know that's my daughter-in-law. That's this fourth grade teacher, and they're proposing that 2-day, 3-day thing, with the computers down in Utah, and this is just, they just seem to be, we'll live with it, but no, these kids need to be interacting talking with one another, the suicide rate among the young people is skyrocketing because they're so depressed they can't see their friends. They've been locked up, and it's just travesty.
Well, they're missing other things.
Is that they play it up like these kids can pass it on to their parents. No, that's not the case at all. The lies that are coming from the national media just blows my mind. But in the mask thing, for kids to be wearing masks is totally ludicrous. It really is.
Yeah.
And their oxygen level, especially the young kids that are in school, can drop way below 90, and that'll bring on other health problems and lower their immune system, so they're more vulnerable to getting the flu and other things that come in the fall. So, they're doing everything they can to destroy this economy, and our local paper here is adding fuel to the fire, as they usually do.
Yeah.
They never report how many people are in the hospital or how many people don't have symptoms. And I'm asking them to do that, but they're part of the problem, not part of the solution.
I agree.
To get it's back in school.
I agree with you 100%. Thank you. I got to do a commercial break, but I do thank you for your call. I am absolutely adamant that they have to get back in school. Thanks, Adrian. God bless. Have a good day.
Good day. I hope you get
Thank you.
Anyway.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Chocolate chips with some coconut.
All right, there you go. That sounds good, too, by the way. Thank you. Denny's Restaurant. No, now we got to talk about more great food. Boy, oh boy, here I am licking my chops for some sugar cookies, and now I get to talk about Denny's Restaurant. Woo, delicious food. I'm talking great breakfast choices, luncheon choices, dinner choices, dessert choices, all of this and so much more at America's Diner, Denny's Restaurant, 611 North Overland and Burley. Oh, man. Every time we go in there, now, Deanne and I both love breakfast, and she orders the strawberry crepes. Oh, they are good. You're going to love everything at Denny's Restaurant, 611 North Overland and Burley. They have another location at 291 Pole Line Road in Twin Falls, and it is the home of Zeb's. I can't even say my name this morning. I bit my lip. Did you hear that? Zip. Yeah, I got it. Zeb's Lunch Bunch, and we're going to have Lunch Bunch on the 23rd, and that's coming up in a couple of weeks at Denny's Restaurant, America's Diner. There you go. Sore lip and all. I see. I got it. I got it all figured out. Yep. I've done a little survey here, a little testing. The Democrats set the rules on everything. Yeah, everything. And the milquetoast Republicans accept it. Oh, gosh. I have been so wrong. I didn't think that the Democrats controlled the Senate. I didn't think that the Democrats controlled the Oval Office. But I guess I was wrong. They control everything. Now the Democrats are saying no debates with Donald Trump, with Joe Biden for the presidency unless they, the Democrats, set the rules. Oh, golly, I'm so sorry I didn't report on this earlier. I made some misstatements. I thought that it was basically going to be a debate on the issues between two candidates, one incumbent, the other one trying hard and hopefully won't get there, and the Democrats really didn't have that much power. I apologize for not knowing that they are in control of everything. They said no debates until they get a hold of Trump's tax records. They said no debates until they are ensured that there will be fact checkers sitting at the debates and interrupting and giving the correct, so they think, information to answers of questions. And then also they want to set the questions. Oh, dear, I apologize again for forgetting that the Democrats are in all their power and radiant glory, and they can tell everybody what to do. They only want 3 debates. Trump wants 4. They want a complete control situation over this next election coming up in November, and it all goes back to power mongering like the social democrats they are. This is pathetic. absolutely pathetic that we are kowtowing to the Democrats. We are kowtowing to the left. We are kowtowing to the sinister Black Lives Matter. We are kowtowing to the evil in this country, and we the people and the Republican Party aren't doing a doggone thing to change it. Good morning.
I wonder, you just can't seem to get a feel for what is going on back there, that our so-called Republican representatives can't speak up. And Jim Jordan, the Freedom Caucus is the only ones who ever say anything. And the rest of them don't say a word. Even Russ Fulcher has become mum since he's supposed to be good. But I don't hear much from him, and when he does say something, it isn't much of anything anymore. I just don't know what's going on. I don't know what happens, but these people are compromised. I don't know if they're all just weak and they've fallen and
Oh, okay, wait a minute, Randy.
Back there must be toxic.
Well, Randy, wait a minute. Have you, and tell me, and I might have overlooked it, and if I have, I want to stand corrected. Have you heard any statements from the wonderful, illustrious Congressman Mike Simpson regarding Black Lives Matter and all the shootings in Chicago and all the travesty that's going on across this country, Seattle, Portland, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, etc., and about how we have got to restore law and order in this country? Have you heard or read anything? Please inform me.
No, he's running around unkept with shorts on. They're just running around back there having I guess it must be awful fun back there because they don't get anything done. I guess the party must be an endless party, and I would think you'd get tired of partying, wouldn't you?
Well, I don't want to even think about a party in these situations. We're seeing mass chaos in the country right now with the burnings, the lootings, the Black Lives Matter, and all the demands. Did you know, I've got to share this with you this morning. Did you know that now the Black Lives Matter and the black workers at Ford Motor Company have made a special overture to the Ford Motor Company hierarchy, demanding that Ford stop making and selling police vehicles?
I tell you what, you just hope that there's enough sane people left in America to reelect Trump to save our country, because when you see your country going down the drain, and you think you've done everything you can do.
Yep.
And you can't stop it short of an armed revolution, blood in the streets, bullets, dead people. That isn't the answer.
No, it's not the answer, but the problem is, and I was listening to a conversation last night on one of the news channels, and what's happening here is the left is trying, I honestly believe, to create that chasm and that big division in this country to where they're going to force people that are law-abiding citizens to try to take the law in their own hands to restore some kind of sense and sensibility in this country. I honestly, I'm not preaching violence, but Randy, you can see it's brewing on the stove.
For sure it is. And so all I can do is, I believe that everybody that voted for Donald J. Trump will vote for him again. And I believe there's a whole bunch more that are going to vote for Donald J. Trump but never, ever admit it to anybody. And, and not only that, the left has exposed itself, the governors, the mayors, the Democratic National Committee, Joe Biden, he's willing to go down any rabbit hole to look like he's on the cutting edge of liberal enlightenment.
Yeah.
Of course, the truth of the matter is I still believe that there is enough people out here that are going to save this country in this election. It does come down to this election. And then, of course, the insurrection on the left, if Trump wins, there's going to be some serious violence in the street, I think. But then he can call out the National Guard because he doesn't have to worry about getting reelected.
I'll tell you what, I said it before, and I will not ever on this program back up and away from things and statements that I made. You are going to have force meet evil. And when force meets evil to stop evil, there are going to be some bloody noses, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Well, you know something? There's strong evidence that Barack Hussein Obama and the Chinese government, and I don't know how, connected it all is, but, he is behind a lot of what is happening with this COVID. And, Bill Gates, and whether or not you want to believe this stuff or not, these people are capable of anything.
Yeah. No, I can't argue with you. I just absolutely look at the sinister events that have occurred in the last 4 years against this administration, the lies, the innuendos, the falsified reports, etc., and then, of course, the pandemic, and then the possible impeachment, all of this stuff. And it just makes you wonder, wow, who is the quarterback calling the plays and how they put this all together? Randy, I got to run, but thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Don't forget Oakley Pioneer Days. Wow. Every time I have been on the air and have broadcasted advertisements for the Oakley Pioneer Days, it just amazes me how they pull everything together and pull it off. They have a litany of things that they're going to have fun with up there starting on this weekend with the great big 12th annual Bump and Rub car race. Oh, it gets wild. It ain't NASCAR, but boy, do they have a ripping good time. I'll tell you that. That's going to be on Friday and Saturday night. And then, of course, they're going to have gymkhanas. And then on the 17th and 18th, they're going to have an open rodeo. And then don't forget on the 18th, that huge, really big and great Pioneer Day Parade with the theme, Respect the Past and Embrace the Future. And I understand that's going to be at 5 p.m. this year, a little bit later in the day. So that's all taking place at, of course, the Oakley Pioneer Days for 2020. It's going to be a great festival event. Don't you miss one single day. Calls are welcome, 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. I was listening to a report last night about our police, and I am not talking about the shootings and the mayhem of illegal guns and criminals against our police. I'm talking about injuries, debilitating injuries that have been suffered by police officers across the United States. You never hear about this number. Very unfortunately, when there's a police officer shot, you do hear that on the news, and that number, it's very unfortunate, has been escalating and going upwards the last couple of years. But very seldom do you ever hear about the number of police officers that have been assaulted and injured, many injured to the point where they are in wheelchairs for the rest of their life. And when I heard this number, that is a number regarding last year, not this year, because it's going to be higher than a kite this year, very unfortunately, but already last year there were over 57,000 police officers that were assaulted and injured, and nobody talks about this. Oh, the news media, the crackpots at CNN and MSNBC, they'll come out and say, why, those poor protesters, why, they were pepper sprayed. Well, they don't say anything about the protesters knocking down and spitting and hitting and throwing bottles of all types of contaminants on the police officers or hitting them. They don't say anything about the burning and the looting. They just go after the police officers. But 57,000 police officers last year were assaulted and injured by the evil in our society. Wow. I don't know, maybe that number doesn't mean that much to you, but it sure does to me. Calls are welcome, 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. Let's not forget our friends at Berry Equipment and Rental, Sales, Service, and Parts. Oh, you drive in there and you just stop in front of the business and look, and they've got all the bobcats. I mean, all the shapes and sizes. They've got all the trenchers and the scissor lifts, and they've got the Doosan wheel loaders and excavators, and behind the Burley store, they've got a great big sand pit so you can get out there and learn how to run all the machinery for the lifting and the digging and the pushing and the carrying. Oh, my goodness. And super great financing programs to buy and great lease programs at Berry Equipment and Rental. 159 West Highway 30 in Burley, 465 Addison Avenue West in Twin, and the Napa location for Berry Equipment and Rental. Calls welcome, 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. Please give me a call. You want to hear something else that really scares me? You know, I have taken some heat, which I really don't care. I'm in that job and in that position. That if people don't like something I say, they're going to criticize me, or they're going to get all upset and wear their deodorant off trying to figure out how to get me off the air. That's fine. But the truth is, about Black Lives Matter, it is a very evil and sinister organization. You say, oh, no, it's not. Well, yes, it is. It is an organization of Marxist and communist principles that is hell-bent on getting rid of our Constitution and the American value system and capitalism. Yes, it is. And here's something else to put in your little pipe and then strike a match to it and smoke it. One of their major fundraisers on their so-called board of directors was arrested in 1985 and convicted as a terrorist. And now she's helping Black Lives Matter. Her name is Susan Rosenberg. And she was arrested and convicted in 1985. Oh, she's a dandy. Oh, she's a dandy. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Zed. You would think that these politicians that took an oath to protect and serve would join up with the president to destroy the enemy that's trying to take our country over. But instead, they have joined, the Democratic Party has joined with the Communist Party, and that's the way I'm looking at it, to overturn everything that America is about.
Yep.
Our laws, our Constitution, and
Absolutely.
everything.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you, if the police department ever gets defunded, there would be nothing to stop these people from coming into your neighborhoods, breaking into your house, destroying everything, raping the women, and the only protection that we would have is the guns we have at home.
Yeah. Well, it's
really disturbs me.
Yeah, it's so simplistically stupid what the left is proposing in a defund and get rid of the police. Who are you going to call for help? Are you going to call your barber? Are you going to call the butcher? Are you going to call the candlestick maker? I mean, this is total insanity, and I do not, in any way, shape, or form, Tony, understand how gullible and stupid a large percentage of the American public is.
You know, when I go down to buy ammo, what distresses me is the shells are just about wiped out of ammunition. Now, who's behind this? Are they trying to find another way to disarm America?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we've had
referring to on something like
well, we've had many guests from various the NRA and other groups on my program, and they said over a year ago that one of the ways to get rid of the Second Amendment and guns was to go after the ammunition. And I totally agree with your statement that that is one of the proposed courses that they've chosen. And I got to tell you something else about this deal with the cops. It's absolutely ludicrous to me that we're seeing the demise of police forces, and like I said, who are you going to call? The police? The Black Lives Matter. The Black Lives Matter are proposing, instead of calling the police, they're not necessary, because they think in the future, in 5 years, that there will be enough mental health professionals to accept the 911 calls and they can defray the situation. Oh, Tony, look out.
You know, we've got all these sheep that are following Black Lives and Antifa. And what these sheep don't realize is when Antifa and Black Lives Matter get finished with you, you're going to be dog doo-doo. They're going to get rid of these sheep that we have out there.
I just really, at my age, and you're a little older than I am, and I know you feel the same way, I am really concerned about a country that I love so much, and that's the great United States of America. God has given me a talent that I've had the opportunity to travel all over this land and many other countries, and I always look forward to coming back home because this is the greatest country on the face of the earth. And we're letting absolute insanity and stupidity try to take over.
Well, I've been around in about 12 or 13 foreign countries in my service time, and I couldn't wait to get back on the shores of America again.
Amen.
Now, I'm totally disgusted, and like I say, on this rally thing that I was looking into, it doesn't seem that people are too impressed about what's going on. They're just worried about the money they're going to get from the events at these places.
You know, I'm very concerned about the naivete, and I'm not saying in all cases, that would be a misnomer, but there's too many people that are just absolutely burying their heads in the sand and not really seeing, hearing, or listening or reading about what's really taking place.
Amen.
God bless you, Tony. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I like the old Western ways. Things got bad enough, you got an oak tree and 6 feet of rope.
Okay, Tony. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate your call.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
I'll tell you what, I just don't understand how people can get up in the morning and try to just shelter themselves for what's happening to this country, what's happening to our education of our youngsters, what's happening to our economy, what's happening to our security, and just basically have tunnel vision saying, oh, I'm not going to look to the right or the left, I'm not going to listen to anybody, I'm just going to go to work, I'm just going to be quiet, and then I'm going to come home and I'm going to sit in my easy chair. Oh, gee, there's not a baseball game on because they're not playing, so I'll just sit here and stare out the window and everything will be better in the morning. No, it won't. No, it isn't. Time for the weather. And the weather brought to you by, of course, our friends at Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids, the lovely Dr. Christine Pickup and her staff. Wow, they are so good and they are so knowledgeable about hearing health. Every time I go over there and visit with her, I just absolutely am amazed. She knows everything about sound and hearing and reparations to your hearing as to what can be done. Woo, she's good. And they're right behind the Minidoka Hospital across from the emergency room. And I urge you to call and make an appointment. The number is 312-0957. 312-0957. Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids. Right now, here's Gina with the weather.
Expect expecting another few beautiful days and warming temperatures. Here's a look at your weather forecast. Looks like sunny skies for today. High of about 90 degrees. So if you're working out on the blacktop or outside, make sure you keep yourself well hydrated. For tonight, mostly clear skies with a low of 56. For tomorrow, sunny skies, high of 88, clear, and 56 for Friday night. By Saturday, looks like it's going to be the warmest day so far. Sunny skies, highs are going to be in the mid-90s. And then for Sunday, sunny skies in the 88. That's what's your weather forecast for 7th Ram.
Oh, thank you very much, Gina. I appreciate that. I really urge you that if you've noticed a diminishment in your hearing, don't put it off. Do not put it off. They help me. They can help you at Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids. They provide the expert diagnostic testing combined with the best technology to provide the best for your hearing health. Call them for an appointment at 312-0957. Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids. You want to hear something else that'll just absolutely burn your bacon? Well, it's coming out now that the Joe Biden campaign, they've been reaching out. Isn't that nice? They've been reaching out to Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren to take in bits and pieces and, quite frankly, paragraphical form all that they stood for during their campaign to get the nomination. In other words, what they're doing with Joe Biden, they're adopting most of the written format that Bernie and Elizabeth were spouting off, whether it's about climate change, whether it's about socialism and the economy, or single-payer health care, whatever the case might be. And Biden's adopting that into his so-called philosophy to become the president of the United States. Whoa! You should be pulling back on the reins right now and stepping off your horse. You've got to call your friends and neighbors and your relatives all across this country and tell them, don't vote for Joe Biden or any Democrat that is absolutely going to aid and abet socialism coming into this country. I just really wonder what kind of sales tools and implementation of their advertising has swayed so many Americans to think that socialism is so great when you can see the net result, like, i.e., Venezuela. Look at that. They don't even have toilet paper down there. Are we that gullible? I just don't understand why people would want to vote for that man for president. I just was reading some of the information that came across my desk this morning. The Cook Political Report for 2020 said that they are giving a huge tsunami. That's the word they used. Tsunami for Biden and the Democrats this fall. A tsunami? Why do you hate Trump so bad that you would consider the likes of a man that can't tell Khmer from Sikkim or what room he's in, Joe Biden, to take over as the presidency? 4 months ago, we had the greatest economy in the world ever. And our security was up to the level of what it should be, with more of the military funding, etc., all through this President Trump. And you want to throw that all in the trash bin and have what they call a Democratic tsunami in November for the Democrats and the liberals and the sleaze that they represent? I just don't understand this. I just do not understand what's going on in this country. Why there is even any support for Joe Biden, any support for the Democrats that adhere to that philosophy. Somebody call me and help me, please. Explain to me why in the world we're even seeing these polls that are showing double-digit numbers for Biden over Trump. I know what you're going to say. Well, it's early. Well, it's not really early anymore, folks. We're less than 4 months from the election. So it's time to kind of gather up our bedroll, tie it on the back of the saddle, and get to work. Calls welcome, 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. Please give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. I've got to get this in. I told Doug I'd get this taken care of. American Legion the Paul Post 77 is going to have their annual German sausage breakfast. That is such a good breakfast. It's going to be on July 18th, and it's going to be 7 in the morning till 10. And next week, on I believe Monday, we're going to give away a couple of tickets on this. And it's going to be at the Wilbur C. Hall, 132 East Wayne Street in Paul. The American Legion Paul Post 77 annual German sausage breakfast. Oh, man, that is good. All right, come on, callers, get up. You mean to tell me that you're going to sit back and relax with all of this going on? No. Give me a call. I want to hear from you. Again, I mentioned earlier about Ford Motor Company and how their black employees said, stop making and selling police vehicles. But here's something else I forgot to mention with that story. The Ford Foundation, the foundation has got buku money. I mean, they've got billions in there. The Ford Foundation is already donating and contributing millions of dollars. I'm not making this up. It's right here on the sheet. To defund the police. Can you believe that? And now the thought of not making, and I understand that Ford Motor Company, I believe, I could be wrong on this, but I think they make and manufacture almost 2/3 of the police and emergency vehicles that are on the road today. And they're demanding that by July 15th, which is coming up in just a matter of days, that they get an answer from the hierarchy of Ford Motor Company that Ford will cease and desist making any police vehicles. And then you think we don't have problems? Ay. Don't forget our major sponsor, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. Oh, they are so good, and they want you to be ready if you're taking a trip to Grandma's house or you're going to go see Aunt Martha and Uncle Fred down in Tucumcari, New Mexico, whatever the case might be. They've got all the tires for your safe driving, for your car, your pickup, your SUV, horse trailer, boat trailer. Take them all to Grandma's. That'd be the thing to do. And don't forget, too, that they offer a free pre-trip. I knew I was going to slip up on it today. It's that day. Free pre-trip safety check. There you go. I got through it that time. And this includes a visual inspection of your tires to make sure they're not wearing all funny and everything. Tire pressure check and wheel alignment check and an inspection of the front end components and a visual inspection of your brake components and inspection of your shocks and struts and the battery load and test. I'll tell you what, this is great. This is great as a service to you and for your safe driving from your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. You be sure and stop in and see James and Buell, Dan on Pole Line in Twin Falls, Lane and Rupert, Mike and Jerome, Dave on Blue Lakes in Twin, the Twist family over in Paul, those are good folks, Trent on Overland in Burley, your 7 locations of the Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. Absolutely. Another quick note while I'm waiting for you to call. I told Rick I'd hit this a couple of times, and it's going to be coming up next week. Don't forget about this. The Minidoka County Historical Society is celebrating their 50th anniversary with a grand reopening and yard sale on July 17 and 18 from 8 in the morning till 3 p.m. And the proceeds from the yard sale will be used for improvements to the Minidoka County Museum. Now, keep in mind, that's going to be on July 17th and 18th from 8 in the morning until 3 o'clock. And, of course, the museum's just east of the Minidoka County Fairgrounds. There you go. Rick Parker, good friend of mine, and on the board over there, thank you very much. Coming up next hour, we've got the Chamber Report with the CEO and the President, Penny Main. And then at 9:17, kind of a little twist. Instead of having my old buddy Nick Greenwell from Burley Physical Therapy and Elite Fitness on the air, we're going to talk to Sharon Mills. And she's going to be on the program and talk about how she just went through some surgery and how much they helped her in recuperation. So she's going to be on the air. And then at 9:30, we're going to talk to old bee man, and that's Steve Staley. He knows all about bees and honey and everything else. Well, he also knows all about the Oakley Pioneer Days. And then we've got all kinds of great guests all the way through the rest of the morning. You leave the dial right here. Curtis Ellis is going to be on the program. He's the policy director for American First, and he's going to be on at 10:30 this morning. We're going to be talking about jobs in America and also the crazy poll numbers with Biden leading Trump. All that's coming up and more of Zeb at the Ranch for the rest of the morning. And don't forget, I've been asked to remind all the lunch bunchers, again, put it on your calendar. We are going to be shooting for July 23rd, 2 weeks from today, for Lunch Bunch at Denny's Restaurant. Okay? Send it back over to Sean. I'll be back in 7 minutes. Oh, here we go. Hour number 2 on this Thursday, July the 9th. Zeb at the Ranch. I'm Zeb Bell with our major sponsor, your Magic Valley, Les Schwab Tire Centers. All 7 locations with a safe, clean environment and the best in tires. Along with our friends at Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation at 1263 Bennett Avenue, Suite 2 in Burley, helping you get back to being you. I'm going to kind of change them up a little bit right now. Sean, could we have a good word for the Silver State Stampede?
The thunder of hooves, the thrill of the crowd, family entertainment at its best when the Silver State Stampede roars into Elko July 10, 11, and 12 at the Elko County Fairgrounds. Bring the family and enjoy 3 big days of PRCA rodeo action, along with the Old West bronc riding, mini bull riding, the Copper Riders, mutton busting, the world-famous Ring of Fear, and dance the night away to the music of the Moonshine Outlaws. Get your advance tickets today at J.M. Capriola Company, IFA, the Boot Barn, Roy's, and the Elko Chamber of Commerce. The best in the West is waiting for you at the 2020 Silver State Stampede, July 10, 11, and 12. Don't miss it. For more information, visit us at silverstatestampede.com. Silver State Stampede will be following all of the Nevada Governor's directives, Nevada United Roadmap to Recovery Plan, as well as the CDC guidelines. The safety of everyone is our top priority.
Oh, thank you very much. And it's going to be a wild event down there at the Silver State Stampede. Want to remind you, too, about our dear friends, Joel Heward, family, and staff over at Hanson Mortuary at 710 6th Street in Rupert. There is no question about it. The most tumultuous time is when there's the passing of a loved one. You don't know what needs to be done in a big hurry, and everything is just coming at you. Please stop, take a deep breath, and call 436-5636. Hanson Mortuary. They will help you and provide the families they serve with the best possible support and comfort, and always upholding the highest ethical standards with unquestioned integrity. Please remember the name Hanson Mortuary at 710 6th Street in Rupert and the number 436-5636. And Joel Heward also serving you and your family at Morrison Payne Funeral Home on East Main in Burley. A quick reminder about some great food, and that's over at Denny's Restaurant, America's Diner. I'm telling you what, you'd stop in anytime, all the time, for the best of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and great people serving you with a smile on their face. I'm telling you, I'm a breakfast nut, but they've got great lunch menu items and dinner items and dessert items. Oh, my, you better get in there today at 611 North Overland in Burley, and also 291 Pole Line Road in Twin Falls. America's Diner, Denny's Restaurant. Well, over the river and through the desert we go, and to the Minnecasia Chamber of Commerce for our weekly report with the president and CEO of the Minnecasia Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Penny Main.
Good morning, my friend. How are you doing today? It sounds
Peachy.
like you're doing good.
Oh, absolutely 100%.
Hey, I'm looking out at the beautiful Snake River. You know, it looks like glass this morning. And that's good news. So it's a great day to be business in Minnecasia, that's for darn sure. And we're still excited about the growth and the things that are happening over here in our area. We're just so grateful for that as we continue to move forward. But we'd love to have you be part of the Chamber of Commerce as well, and I'll tell you how you can do that here in just a few minutes. A couple of things, though, Zeb, as you know, coming up is our big golf tournament. Now, we have really been blessed this year. We've only got really just like a tiny handful of sponsorships available for this event, September 2nd. As you know, we had to move it from the 17th of June to September 2nd. So we need all the help we can get, and people have been showing up, and we're so grateful for that. But we do have a couple of team openings left, as well as a couple of sponsorships open. So if you want to be part of this great event to support commerce in Minnecasia, September 2nd, please give us a call here at the Chamber of Commerce, 679-4793. And I'm looking out here at the beautiful Snake River, and tomorrow it's going to be quaking because it's the annual Wake in the Snake, sponsored by Idaho Water Sports. This is a big waterboard competition, a wakeboard competition, and it's going to be big tomorrow. It's supposed to be 95 degrees. It'll be a great day to be on the river and to see some of these really talented athletes take the Snake on. It's going to be a great day. If you have any questions about that, you can get a hold of the good folks at Idaho Water Sports. I'm not sure exactly what time it happens, but I know they start running their trials early in the morning, and if it's anything like today, it's going to be a beautiful day to be on the river. So check it out tomorrow morning on the Snake River over by the River's Edge Golf Course. A couple of other things too. We have a great Monday. We call it the Monday Motivator. It's an e-blast that we send out every Monday morning. And what does that entail? Well, lots of things. Everything from, again, new businesses coming to town to our chamber events. We're finally getting started again. Thank goodness. Can't wait for that. Updates on COVID and messages from Governor Little. Job openings, member deals. Speaking of member deals, Cal Ranch has a big event tomorrow night from 4 to 9 p.m. They're one of our new members. We're so glad to have them. They've got a friends and family event tomorrow night from 4 to 9. Everything's going to be on sale there. So you can advertise lots of things that are happening inside your business, even with business changes, those kinds of things. But it's the Monday Motivator. And you can be part of that. You can receive that via email. And all you have to do, again, is reach out to us here, and we'll be happy to get you on our Monday Motivator list every Monday morning. And sometimes we update it throughout the course of the week when things change. So it's good to be part of that. And as you know, as part of the Chamber of Commerce, what we do here is we connect members to members and members to communities. This Chamber of Commerce, again, is Minidoka and Cassia counties. And although it's a smaller chamber, we serve 12 towns, and I don't really know a lot of people understand that. And we do our best to get to everyone, and we've got to do a much better job at that this year and this summer. So we're going to be taking some day trips and getting up to Oakley and Raft River and Elba and all of those great places that Minidoka and Cassia counties have in their boundaries. But we're very, very happy to connect you with members, with communities and things that are happening throughout the area. So if you want to be part of the Chamber of Commerce, and we'll make it easy for you to do that. Again, we're open typically Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. You can check out our website, MinnecassiaChamber.com, or certainly you're welcome to call us here at the Chamber, 679-4793. There you go.
Wow,
I'm sticking to it.
That was great, very precise and concise. Thank you. But you know what it's going to be up next, don't you?
What?
A little trivia question.
Oh, okay.
And you say that with such a pleasant little smile on your face, but really you're kind of gritting your teeth going, I wish he'd forget about these things. Anyway.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know me well.
Yes, I do. And this question is, it's kind of a twofold question. So first of all, I'm going to see if you can gain points, enough points to break even. You're 8 and 10 right now, by the way.
Well, that's not bad. I mean, seriously, okay, let's not talk about it.
Okay.
I'm still losing. Okay, let's see.
If I were to sit here and say, hey, kids, what time is it? What show was that from?
Howdy Doody.
Okay, good. You got 1 point. 1 point right there. Now, who was on the show, on the Howdy Doody show, what was the name of the clown and what was the name of the princess?
That's 2 questions. That's unfair.
No, they're all together, and besides that, it's my program. I put a comma in it, and it's only 1 question.
I forget about that sometimes. Excuse me. That's the funniest thing. Okay. Shucks.
No, that's not right.
I don't know. I can't remember. So it's 10-9.
Okay.
So give me the answer so I'll know.
All right. It was Clarabelle the Clown.
Okay.
And Princess Summer, Fall, Winter, Spring.
Okay. Well, anyway.
I can see that you were really devoted to answering this question with a sincere amount of who cares.
Well, no, it wasn't that. It was just that you kind of took me down a road I wasn't expecting. So, again, darn. Can't we talk about music in the 70s and the 80s someday? What would that be like?
Oh, I'll tell you what, I promise I'll have a great trivia question for you next week regarding the 70s music, but I was so engrossed in Buffalo Bob and Clarabelle the Clown and Princess Summer, Fall, Winter, Spring, and don't forget the Chief's name on the program, Chief Thunderthud.
Okay, well, thank you for that invaluable information today. I feel like I've grown tremendously.
Will this go in as part of the Monday Motivator?
Let me think about that.
Okay.
I'm going to have to give that some thought. The Monday Motivator is my show, and so I'm going to have to give that some thought. But at any rate, it is a great day to be in business in Mini-Cassia, and thank you for all you do for the Chamber of Commerce, Zeb. I appreciate you so much.
This is Chief Thunderthud headquarters here. God bless you, President and CEO of the Mini-Cassia Chamber of Commerce, Penny, Maine. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
You too, friend. Bye.
Okay, take care. Oh, I went back in history on that one a little bit. Don't forget Let's Ride. Oh, get your motor running. Vroom, vroom. Head for the hills this weekend. It's going to be cooler up there anyway. On a side-by-side or a four-wheeler from Let's Ride. 270 Highway 24 between Rupert and the World. Oh, my goodness, people from all over going to Let's Ride. They know they've got a great, great, great selection on that showroom floor. It's unbelievable how much they got there. And their hours are Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturdays, 9 to 2. And all the accessories, too. I mean, come on. You're going to make some great, great deals on what you want to have as far as fun. Stop over. And service work, oh, they've got a super service department to serve you at Let's Ride. 270 Highway 24 between Rupert and the World, and it's true. This is where the fun is sold. And by the way, if you're over in that neck of the woods, don't forget, our friends at Cameron and Siemens Insurance, Highway 24 in Rupert. Hello, Todd. Hello, great office staff. These are nice people over there that are dedicated to helping you with your life insurance, health insurance, retirement planning, employee benefits. Very, very accessible and devoted to helping you. Cameron and Siemens Insurance. All you need to do is pick up the phone, dial the number, make an appointment, 436-4424. Cameron and Siemens Insurance, Highway 24 in Rupert. Lo and behold, one of my good friends on the radio this morning. Hello, Sharon. How are you?
I am doing I'm great. How are you today?
Well, I'm just peachy fine and wonderful, and normally at this time, we're talking to Nick and some of the staff over at Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation, or we're also talking to them at Elite Fitness. But you just recently went through a surgery, and you're kind of recouping and everything, and you utilized the benefits of Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation and Elite Fitness. I want you to tell us about it.
Yeah, I do. It's been 2 months since I've had total hip replacement surgery, and I started out with Burley Physical Therapy, and with Jamie and Nick and everybody over there. Great crew over there. They are just awesome. And we did our physical therapy there, and then it got to the point where I said, I think I need more. I need more than what we have here. And so I asked her about Elite Fitness. I said, how does that work? Can we transition from Burley Physical Therapy to Elite Fitness? And is there a therapist there that can help me to make sure I don't do something I'm not supposed to, and that I can learn how to use the equipment? And come to find out, Nick is normally at Burley at Elite Fitness on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So they have a physical therapist over there for those who are questioning, hey, I need to strengthen this, or I twisted my knee, I did it, I wrenched my back, but I really don't need physical therapy, but I need something. Mm-hmm. And so Nick is there on Tuesdays and Thursdays and can help you out with making sure you're using the equipment correctly, and just another notch, another step up from what you can do at Burley Physical Therapy.
Now, what was the transition like? I mean, did you feel like you were kind of a little bit in trepidation against going to lifting weights or the exercise program over to Elite? I mean, or did you feel like, hey, bring it on, I can do anything?
I think I had mixed feelings. I was a little bit anxious about the fact that I would be on equipment that would be resistant more so than what they have at Burley Physical Therapy, even though there are a few things at Burley Physical Therapy that are resistant, but at Elite Fitness, it is all resistance. And I was a little bit concerned about that. My balance wasn't quite where I thought it should be yet. And come to find out, that's kind of normal. That's okay. It wasn't just me. That was okay. But we worked into it. We found the pieces of equipment that worked best for me. They have different kinds of bikes that they use, and the positioning is different on them. And Nick and I will talk about those more a little bit later when I interviewed Nick. But and the treadmills and the weights that you push back against, and I mean, it's amazing what they've got over there. And I haven't even touched even half of the machines in what I'm doing to strengthen my legs. I haven't done any upper body work or any of those types of things, endurance type of things yet, other than the treadmill to work on my hip. And Nick was telling me that there's machines that are good if you've had knee surgery, or there's machines you don't want to use if you've had knee surgery, or if you've had shoulder surgery or different things. He says there's machines that will work best or worse depending on what your needs are, and they can help you out with that.
So you found as a patient that by going into Burley Physical Therapy and Elite Fitness, that both businesses kind of fit together like a hand in a glove.
Oh, my gosh, yeah, I was amazed, really amazed. The guys at Burley Physical Therapy, they work with you as you're just coming off of surgery to challenge those muscles and things that haven't been used or that were stretched differently than what they normally are because they had to do surgery. They help you get them back to where they need to be or loosened up so that they're flexible again. And then at Elite Fitness, get both of them there, then that's building up those muscles to be stronger, strengthening, and into the endurance.
Now, a lot of folks, and I hear this all the time, I like to get up in the morning, and we get up very early, and we work out here at home, and then we go for a long walk every morning. And physical fitness is something that it doesn't have to stop right after you stop competing or playing racquetball or tennis or anything. It should be lifelong. How do you feel about that?
I've always thought, hey, I'm busy, that means I'm active. Well, no, it doesn't. Even though I'm busy, that doesn't mean I'm being physically fit. That doesn't mean I'm challenging my body. And I'm finding that out with some of the things that we're working on at Elite Fitness, is that because a lot of my jobs have been sedentary, and even though I get up and walk around and do housework, do gardening, those kinds of things, it's not enough to keep my body physically active. And so I'm finding those things with Elite Fitness is that it's helping with challenging some of those aspects of our lives. And yeah, we do need to be keeping going on those things. And I'm finding that by going to the fitness center, I don't get as tired in the afternoon. Normally about 3 or 4 o'clock, I'm crashing. And I'm finding by doing my physical therapy fitness, I'm not crashing as early in the day. I still crash about 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of normal.
Yeah, I know. I can relate to that. Yeah.
And so I'm finding that that's helping with that.
Let me ask you this question. Was it a little bit nerve-wracking to look at the schedule and the amount of exercise, or did they set you on kind of a beginner's program of maybe so much exercise to be consumed and taken care of in about 15, 20 minutes? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the exercise program that they put me on there at Elite Fitness, it is about a half an hour, sometimes 40 minutes, depending on how much energy I have going into the program that day, and how hard I want to work. I mean, I could knock it out in 20 minutes if I really was energetic and just went right through them. But if I want to take my time and actually work the muscles, and that's another thing I've learned. If you go in to a particular machine and you start swinging your legs and lifting them and pushing through and do them quickly, you're not getting as much benefit as if you do them slowly up and slowly down.
Right.
That actually makes the muscles work more. And so it depends on my need for the day. If I'm in a hurry, I can still go in and get some done, and it is, yes, a benefit. Or I can take longer and be more of a benefit. And they let you do it however is beneficial for you, what works best for you. They tailor it for you. If you have a question on a particular machine, hey, I want to try that one today. Will it work? Does it help me? Is it what I need? Or will it hurt me? They'll say, yes, this would be good. This is how you do it. This is why you need to do it this way. Or they'll say, please don't do that one. This is why you should not.
Do you feel, Sharon, that with an exercise program like they helped you to develop, and you went first and foremost to Burley Physical Therapy and rehabilitation after the surgery, and now trying to get more strength involved, going to Elite Fitness, what has it done as far as really help you get back on the mend?
I feel like that it's helped balance my system. I did not realize that because I had put up with this bad hip for so long, probably 20 years. I should have gone in 20 years ago and had it done, and put up with it for so long. I did not realize how out of balance my system was. And so what we're finding is with some of these things that I'm doing now with Elite Fitness, it's working both sides of the body, both legs, both hips, and bringing my back into position so that my back muscles are even getting stronger again. And I'm feeling an all-over benefit from this.
Good. Sharon, I want to tell you, you did an outstanding job. I wish I had more time to talk to you, but you are a great testimonial to what they do and can do for everybody at Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation at 1263 Bennett Avenue, Suite 2 in Burley, and Elite Fitness at 1200 Oakley Avenue in Burley. Sharon, God bless you. It's good to talk to you again, and thank you. If you get a chance, you might want to call me later today. I'd like to talk to you about something.
Very good. Okay, bye.
Yeah, bye. Okay, take care. Yeah, bye. She's gone. Okay. Really great businesses, Elite Fitness and Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation. Want to remind you that the great big Oakley Pioneer Days coming up starting this weekend and going all the next week. Oh, my goodness. They've got the merchants up there that are really inviting you to come on up and enjoy the great big festival and great big celebration up in Oakley. Clark's for Shopping at 100 East Main Street in Oakley. You know, hometown grocery store with that famous breakfast sausage from Grandma's recipe in bulk patties or links. It's good. It's good. I'll tell you what, you get up there for the best at Clark's for Shopping. And Oakley Valley Stone, 204 West Main Street in Oakley. And don't forget, if you're looking for stone for a new fireplace, headstone for a loved one, landscaping boulders, you don't have to look any further than Oakley Valley Stone at 204 West Main in Oakley. Smith's Cafe is open and ready to help you fill up on some really great food at 135 East Main in Oakley. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. until everybody is fed, happy, and out the door. I'll tell you, a great place to go, and they invite you up to Oakley Pioneer Days, Smith's Cafe. Last but not least, Speaker of the House and Representative Scott Bedke, a rancher up in the Oakley area. He says, come on up to the best doggone celebration in Idaho. Oakley Pioneer Days celebrating 133 years of family Western traditions. Thank you, Speaker of the House Scott Bedke. And all of this up in Oakley for Pioneer Days. One other quick message. And I want to remind you about Patterson's Electronics at 421 East Main in Burley with Curtis and Lorena. Oh, nice people. Nice people with all your electronic needs. I mean, they've got things in that store that if I were to try to explain them, I can't do it. They know all about electronics, and they can help you with whatever you're looking for. And they've got all the home theater systems and the video surveillance cameras and the car stereos and speakers and the complete sound systems, woo, and all your televisions by Samsung, Sony, Toshiba, LG TVs, all there. Absolutely. They're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6 at Patterson's Electronics, 421 East Main in Burley. All right, we're going to go to the phone line right now. And with us on the phone...
That's a bad number.
Oh, Deanne, I need you to come in right away. And let me verify that, Sean. Did I give you 290-9005?
Correct.
Okay.
208?
Yes, 208-290, yes. And Deanne, if you're on... Pardon me?
That was a bad number.
Okay, we're going to try to find another number. Deanne, if you're listening out in the other room, I hope, and she has the other number for our guest that's supposed to be coming on the program, and I'm kind of at a stalemate here. I don't know what to do because that's the number that was provided to me, and we'll try to rectify that in just a moment. And we're trying to find where she might be with that notebook. Steve Staley, if you're listening out there in Radioland, I urge you to give us a call so that we can talk about the Oakley Pioneer Days. What's the number for Steve Staley, Deanne? Quickly, we're on the air and we're trying to get him. I think the number you gave me is incorrect, and this is why I love live radio, as we're trying to get everything taken care of here. Quickly, Deanne, if you would, on that telephone number for Steve Staley. What? 29. Yes, I have that. 9005. That number's incorrect. It's not.
That's the number I called yesterday.
Well, Sean, if you try that number again, that's the number she called him at yesterday, and we'll try it one more time and see if it'll go through.
Okay, I'll try it one more time, but it comes up with this weird message, and it says that the number is not assigned anybody. So.
All right, well, we will keep trying on this end and see what we can come up with. And while we are waiting, we're also going to tell everybody that calls will be welcome and acceptable at 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587, and we'll put you on the air. We'll put somebody on the air here in a few minutes, I'll tell you that, because I was looking forward to having Steve get on the program and tell us all about Oakley Pioneer Days, and especially the way it's going to be starting this weekend on Friday and Saturday with the 12th annual Bump and Rub car race. And it's not your NASCAR. It's probably a lot more fun. And all the other events that are going to be going on during the Oakley Pioneer Days celebration. So hopefully we can get through and get him on the program in just a few minutes, Steve Staley. Until then, calls are welcome at 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. I will do another commercial here as we wait and kind of pad time. This is called Padding Time on the Zeb Bell program. And I want to remind everybody, all the seniors in the audience, about our friends at Greystone Crossing. 12-bedroom, beautiful, beautiful home, and it's ready for you, seniors. And 3 meals a day, housekeeping, snacks, local transportation, everything. It's a beautiful, brand new senior living headquarters at Greystone Crossing. Absolutely, you get a hold of those good folks today at 650-4979. 650-4979. Set up an appointment, and Matt and Kelly Wiggins, they will be sure and show you around. As you gave me the wrong number. Okay, thank you very much. We'll have that again. Don't forget, Greystone Crossing Independent Senior Living on Alfresco Road, east of Walmart. We have a new number that has been corrected. And, Sean, if you could write this down and call him at 208-215-9005. We have the prefix corrected. There you go.
Calling right now.
Thank you, sir. And once again, don't forget our friends at Greystone Crossing Independent Senior Living. And we're going to hopefully have Steve Staley on the program momentarily. Stand by for that. And Oakley Pioneer Days will be running July 10th, starting this weekend on Friday night, all the way through the 18th. So don't forget that. And all kinds of different activities for the entire family. Very family-friendly event every year. And this will be celebrating, I believe, their 133rd year up at Oakley. Do we have Steve on the phone? Evidently not. This is fun. I'm having a ball here this morning, waiting and wondering if we're going to get everybody on the air here this morning. And coming up a little bit later, this
number 2, the person said they don't know who you're talking about. At least.
Okay, well, evidently we have got wrong numbers all over the place this morning. I gave you 219-9005. Is that right? Did I give you that number?
You gave me 215.
I'm giving you all kinds of numbers. Let's try 219-9005. Let's try that one. Poor Sean sitting over there going, okay, and he's dialing like dial for dollars on the television show. Everything's kind of gone and fallen right through the basement here in the last couple of minutes, trying to get correct telephone numbers. And we're working on that. 219-9005 for Steve Staley. Maybe we ought to go in the backyard, and I'll build a little bit of a fire, and we'll send smoke signals out there and see if we can't catch him on that number. So is that number working? We're checking it out. And Steve Staley, 219-9005, should be answering the telephone.
He's just pulling something up on his sheet, so He's on.
All right, Steve, good morning to you. How are you, sir? Good to get you on the air. How's everything up in Oakley?
Good morning, Zeb, and thank you for having me on the air. And I apologize for the little bit of confusion we had there getting the right number and getting in contact with me.
Well, that's all right. We finally got the right number. We did a little Texas two-step here for about 6 minutes, and I don't dance that well, so it's good to have you on the air.
Right? Okay. I don't dance that well either, but yeah, let's start talking about the Oakley Pioneer Days and what we've got going on out there.
All right, what we've got coming up on Friday and Saturday, and this is something else. It's not going to be NASCAR, but it's going to be more fun. The Bump and Rub car race. Tell us about it.
It's a 4-cylinder demolition-style car race, and we've got all these little 4-cylinder cars that come out, and they knock the windows out of them and paint them and put big bumpers on them and run them around the track in a 2-car race, and whoever wins the race advances, of course, and it can get quite exciting. It's demolition style, and these guys are they're racing, and the reason why they're racing is there's a Calcutta, and that's going to happen on Saturday night. It'll start at 6:30, and yeah, it's a good time. It's a hoot. In between our races on Friday, we're going to have side-by-side races.
Uh-oh.
And that's going to be a timed event. It'll be just one side-by-side at a time, and the goal there is they're guaranteed 2 laps to run around the track. They're going to make the fastest time. Fastest time wins. It's a $50 entry for that, and the winner of the side-by-side races takes half the pot.
Oh my!
That'll be our midway entertainment, our menagerie, so to speak.
Well, Steve, how many entries normally do you get for the Bump and Rub car race?
You know, some years I would say we're on average about 24, 25 cars.
Wow.
We've had years where we've had 30. But I think this year, as of right now, we have 26 cars entered, last I heard.
Oh, my goodness. Now, the racing starts at 7 p.m. on both nights, Friday and Saturday, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Ticket prices for adults is $8, 65 plus, and 4 to 10 years of age is $5. And 3 and under are always free to our events. If you're interested in getting in on the action as a participant with your car, contact Jeff Yeck at 208-670-1055 or Isaac Brown at 208-650-0330.
Okay, great. Now, we're going to have to shotgun through these pretty fast because we already lost about 7 minutes of airtime. So let's go ahead. What's going to be happening on Tuesday, July 14th on your schedule?
On the schedule, it's a swim night, and last I heard, that had changed to Friday. So that'll be Friday the 17th, and I don't know if that's still a go or not. We have a brand new pool in Oakley. It's so new, it's not even done yet.
Okay.
So if we end up having the swim night, I believe it's supposed to be on Friday night, and I understand and believe that the times are going to remain the same.
All right, real quick, we're going to go to Thursday, July 16th at 6 p.m. You have up there at Oakley for Pioneer Days one of the, if not the biggest, gymkhanas anywhere, anytime. Quickly tell us about that.
It's open to amateur contestants 16 and under. Unfortunately, the sign-up time has already come and gone, but we have Rustock. Their buckles are awarded. We have limit calf and sheep riding, poles and barrels, and roping events, mutton busting, calf riding, bull riding. It's good for kids, and kids love it. My oldest is 4, and she signed up for a lot of the events, and it's a good time for the kids, and it's a good time for families to come out and watch and see what the kids can do next year if you'd like to get involved in that event.
Absolutely. Now, of course, Oakley is well known all over the Intermountain area for an outstanding rodeo. You're going to have your open rodeo on Friday and Saturday, 17th and 18th. Tell us a little bit about the rodeo and also what's going to take place after the rodeo.
Absolutely. So our open rodeo, as you said, it's becoming a big thing. It's a big open rodeo. And, Zeb, a lot of the listeners may not know this, but most of the rodeos in the Intermountain West have been shut down. They were not having them. So we've got a lot of big-name contestants that are coming out. We've got a lot of added money in there, so we're bringing in some talent this year, and we're really looking forward to having it. Announcer's going to be Cade Rogie. He's from the area, great announcer, world-renowned. We have Slack on Saturday that's at 8 a.m. The rodeo, again, starts at 7 p.m. We have a Patriot Night, and that's going to be free admission to all veterans and active-duty military members. Friday and Saturday, we have saddle stock bronc riding. We have our wild cow riding that's going to be taking place. If you're interested in getting in on the wild cow riding, it's $80 per team. Contact our president of the Oakley Vigilantes, Cash Taylor, and his number's 208-430-2479. Again, our tickets are the same for all of our main events as it is for the Bump and Rub. $8 for adults 65 plus, and 4 to 10 or $5. 3 and under, all is free. And our stock is with the Hogan Rodeo Company. After the riding is done and everybody's put their animals away, we shoot off fireworks. And it's not just a little show. It's a big show.
I can attest to that. I've seen it in the past, and it's really a crowd pleaser. And that's going to be on Friday and Saturday night, the 17th and 18th, open rodeo with the fireworks after the Saturday night performance. But let's talk about some of the added features that you've got during the course of the festivities. What about this co-ed grass volleyball tournament?
Oh, it is a 4-on-4 co-ed grass volleyball tournament. It's on Friday, July 17th. It starts at 8 a.m. at the Oakley High School football field. It's $80 a team, and in order to enter that up, you must have 2 female players, but can have an all-female team. And I'll tell you, Zeb, those all-female teams, they usually end up winning it.
Oh, yeah.
If you're interested in getting in on that action, contact Jill Hardy. Her number is 208-300-7865.
Let's talk a little bit about Saturday, the 18th, the last day of the Pioneer Days for this year. You're going to have vendors in the park. You're going to have that world-famous Chuck Wagon breakfast and the Goose Creek runoff. Talk a little bit about that.
Okay, if you'd like to get in, I don't know how the vendors in the park is going right now. We've had a lot of vendors that are kind of iffy, but if you'd like to get in on that, contact Buffy Cooper. Her number's 208-300-0959. We also have the Chuck Wagon breakfast. It's from 7 to 10 a.m. in the Oakley City Park. An adult plate is $7. That's $40 for a family of 6. And, you know, that's good food. And there's a lot of food that's served up on that. You're going to get more for your dollar than you could possibly imagine for breakfast. If you want to come out and check out our Goose Creek runoff, it's the area renowned. A lot of people come in from all over the area to run in that. For more information on that, you can look at goosecreekrunoff.com. That's a 10K, 5K, and a kids race.
I see.
Or if you'd like to talk with someone, Jackie Baker's the one to contact on that. Her number's 208-431-8589.
Okay. Then, of course, we want to always mention your great big Pioneer Day Parade on the 18th, and the theme this year, Respect the Past, Embrace the Future. I am looking at this, and tell me if I'm wrong, but Steve, isn't it starting later in the day on the 18th than it normally does?
Yes, it is. You know, I don't know why, but I always remember growing up as a kid that you had the parade, and then you went up to the rodeo grounds. And back then, we used to have the world-famous Pony Express race, which we don't have anymore because teams don't want to compete and do that kind of stuff. But and that's what I always remember. But the parade moved to the morning. The parade is in the evening this year. We're glad to have that. It starts at 5 p.m. The lineup is at 4 p.m. If you're interested in getting in the parade, contact Buffy Cooper at 208-300-8589. 0959 or Debbie Critchfield at 208-431-6414. The Grand Marshals this year are Mae Thompson and Kathy Stanger. Our honored pioneers are Jimmy Hunter, Susan Lloyd, Rose Palmer, Joe and Jack, Dean Simmons, and Marvin Blacker.
Okay. And then something that caught my eye is a pie and ice cream social. Whoa! I had to stop and read that. That's going to be great. Tell us what time and where.
Well, that's going to be at the Oakley City Park, and I believe that runs on Saturday, and it's going to be from 2 to 4 p.m. again at the Oakley City Park. Now, here's the thing. Free to the public.
Oh, my.
Come out and enjoy the pie and ice cream social, and then hang out and watch our parade, and then when the parade's over, come on up to the rodeo grounds and get ready for some great rodeo entertainment.
Absolutely. You know, Steve, I want to compliment you and your entire committee and all the people behind the scenes for going ahead with this festivity. We have got to live. We've got to enjoy life. We have to keep a semblance of normalcy. And God bless you and the Pioneer Days up at Oakley. I'm glad to see everything is going ahead as scheduled.
Thank you, Zeb. I appreciate that, and I will let everyone know, but you are exactly right. We do need to live, and I'll tell you what, this year, we have literally had 5 weeks to plan this.
Wow.
And in the middle of that 5 weeks, we weren't certain that we were going to be able to put it on. So it's been a battle, and, you know, for all the listeners out there, if you're going to come any year, please come out this year because it's been a lot of work. It always is, but we're glad to do it. It's service to our community and our area, and we love doing it, and we love doing it for the Oakley Pioneer Days.
You know, this is something to see and be a part of. Now, correct me, it is the 133rd annual. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Okay. You don't want to see a break in the chain, and I'm so glad that you're going ahead with everything. And it starts this weekend on Friday and Saturday night with the 12th annual Bump and Rub car race and goes all the way through the 18th. Steve Staley up at Oakley Pioneer Days. God bless you, man, and thank you for being on the program this morning.
Same to you, Zeb. Thank you so much. We'll look forward to talking with you soon.
All right. Take care of yourself. I mean, these folks really put together an outstanding family-oriented week and a half, actually, almost. And what a job they've done through some very adverse conditions this year especially. And everybody get up there and support Oakley Pioneer Days for this year, 2020. Starting again, I want to mention Friday and Saturday with an event that absolutely is wild and woolly. It's the Bump and Rub car race. You do not want to miss that. Right now, you don't want to miss the weather, so I guess I better get to... Oh, by the way, a thank you. Sean over at the station, I want to say to you, thank you. We had a little bit of misinformation and wrong numbers, and you went right through it and got everybody on the air. Thank you for your help over there. Appreciate it.
Comes with the job.
Well, I know, but sometimes the pay's not enough. Anyhow, don't forget our weather forecast brought to you right now by Phillips, Oaks, Goodwin, Crane, and Company, providing accounting services to the Mini-Cash area for well over 50 years. The best of tax return preparation, tax planning, business consulting, retirement planning, financial statement preparation, everything. And they've got 2 offices to serve you at 1710 Overland and Burley and 625th Street in Rupert. Don't forget the professionals with the best of accounting services for you, your family, and your business. Phillips, Oaks, Goodwin, Crane, and Company. Right now, here's Gina with the weather.
Expecting another few beautiful days and warming temperatures. Here's a look at your weather forecast. Looks like sunny skies for today. High of about 90 degrees. So if you're working out on the blacktop or outside, make sure you keep yourself well hydrated. For tonight, mostly clear skies with a low of 56. For tomorrow, sunny skies, high of 88, clear, and 56 for Friday night. By Saturday, looks like it's going to be the warmest day so far. Sunny skies, highs are going to be in the mid-90s. And then for Sunday, sunny skies in 88. That's what's your weather forecast for 7-3.
Thank you, Gina, and I appreciate it. Great weather forecast, warm weather forecast, brought to you by the professionals, Phillips, Oaks, Goodwin, Crane, and Company. As I said, providing accounting services to you and the entirety of the Mini-Cassia area and beyond for over 50 years. They are the best. Work with them, Phillips, Oaks, Goodwin, Crane, and Company. Well, we look at the old clock on the wall, and it is time to tell you about some great places to go eat and have yourself a delicious meal if you're hungry and starving to death. How about the AC Drive-In at 601 East Main in Burley? They've got the new kids' meals, and, of course, they've got the lemon freezes and the orange freezes and the famous Farmer Brown burgers. Oh, my goodness, you got to get in there and just enjoy. And all the fries with the special sauce. I'm drooling. It's great food at the AC Drive-In, 601 East Main in Burley. Don't forget to Taco Bandito at 2301 Overland in Burley. And they're back to normal, by golly, and everything is at a point where you can get in there, have coffee early in the morning, and enjoy a breakfast burrito, or go in at lunchtime and try one of those street tacos or any of the great choices on the menu at Taco Bandito, 2301 Overland in Burley. Let's go back over now to 1 and 2 locations of Burgers Etc. 124 South Oneida in Rupert and 700 Overland in Burley. Oh my goodness, fish and shrimp and halibut baskets, corn dogs and burritos. Listen to this. Corn dogs and burritos only $1.29. Why, you can't beat that. You better believe it. They've got super menu choices and wonderful, nice people serving you at Burgers Etc. in Rupert and Burley. Last but not least, let's head on over to Steve-O's at 290 South, 600 west of Hayburn. Food made the way you love it. Don't forget they got tasty steaks, and they've got the patio open, weather permitting, with live music on the weekends, and they've got cupcakes, and they've got delicious menu choices and really friendly servers over at Steve-O's. I urge you to stop over 290 South, 600 west of Hayburn, and those are just a few great places to go when you're hungry and starving to death. My. Well, after kind of a shaky start this half hour, we got everything all rectified. We got everybody on the air. We're all okay. And coming up next hour, we're going to be talking to a good friend of mine. He is now the Burley High School athletic director, Randy Wynn, and we're going to be talking about the real problems of sports in our school systems now with the virus and what to do, what they can't do, what they're going to try to do. And he's going to be coming up at 10:06. Then we're going to have a business salute with Jeff over at Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More. And then at 10:30 this morning, the policy director for America First, and that's Curtis Ellis. Curtis has been on our program many times in the past. We're going to be talking about jobs and the availability of jobs and people to take those jobs in America, and also the upcoming election in November. All of that coming up in the next hour. We're going to turn it back now to Sean, and we'll be back in about 7 minutes. Oh, my. Good morning. Let's all breathe in and breathe out. Wax on, wax off, just like in the Karate Kid, and have a good morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Zeb at the Ranch, brought to you by our major sponsor, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers, all 7 locations, serving you with very safe, clean environment and the best in tires. Let's not also forget our friends at Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation at 1263 140 Bennett Avenue, Suite 2 in Burley, helping you get back to being you. Want to also remind you, too, about our friends at 7K Metals. Absolutely, you can help build yourself your financial security and future through silver purchases sent right to your home. That's right. It's a saving opportunity for you and a valued treasure for your loved ones in the future. How do you do it? What do you do? Who do you talk to? Well, I'm going to tell you. For more information, get a hold of Lon Hardy. Contact him at 312-8699 or call Sharon at 430-3259. Tell them I told you to call. They'll help you learn more about 7K Metals and silver purchases to help create your own security bank. 7K Metals, serving you. All right. Now, with that being said, I'm going to check with Sean. It's been kind of a interesting morning, to say the least. And Sean, you're Johnny on the spot. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't had an opportunity to talk to this man for a long time, and looking forward to it. The athletic director at Burley High School, Randy Wynn. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Zed, how are you today, bud? I miss talking to you. It's good to hear your voice, and let's bring back old memories, hearing you on the other end.
Absolutely. Thank you for taking the time to be on our program. Randy, I think it goes without saying that these are very tumultuous times, and really nobody has a kind of a step-by-step process to know where we're going to be as far as school openings or class schedules or social distancing or even the sports in high schools. From your standpoint, where are you looking to the opening of school?
Well, we don't know yet. To be honest with you, right now it's a flip of a coin if we're going to have fall sports or not. To be honest with you, the Idaho School Activities Association, we call it the IHSAA, they don't know yet. I get daily emails from them, all the athletic directors do, and they're just waiting. You know, as you know, day by day this thing changes, and we'll probably know closer to August what we're going to do. But right now, it is totally up in the air. They have Plan A, a Plan B, and a Plan C for each sport. And we have 19 sports at Burley High School, and every one of them has a 3-tier plan depending on what happens with this virus. So.
Let me back up a little bit, Randy, and go back to March of this year. Everything was rolling along, and then all of a sudden, boom, we got hit with the closures and the stoppages, and kids were staying home and trying to go over the internet for their education, etc. A very tough ending to last year, and it looks like it might be basically a tough beginning to this next year for athletics and school activities. How do you people and teachers and coaches and in your job, how do you keep everything constant so you know what to do and when to do it?
Well, it's not easy. I'll tell you, it's hard. Right now, though, we're the majority of our sports, like I said, we have 19 of them. The majority of our sports are doing things in the summer right now. And we're doing open gyms. We're doing inter-squad scrimmages, things like that. But we're, ABM, the privatized janitorial service for our district, has done a great job keeping things sanitized for us. We have open gyms where the kids are using the same ball. We're not exchanging basketball, volleyball, whatever we're using. They're using the same one. And the tournaments we're going to are basically only in eastern Idaho because they seem to be a little ahead of us. But it's not good. I was telling our principal the other day, the first day of summer when we let the kids go in and do things at the gym and on the fields, I mean, you couldn't believe the smiles on their faces and how happy they were to be out of the house and back into school and doing things. I mean, just such an emotional release for these kids. So it's great to see, and man, it's definitely a boon for them, and hopefully they'll stay that way. We'll see, though.
Randy, I want to ask you this. From your standpoint and what you saw and witnessed at the closure of the last quarter of the school year with the pandemic and basically all the sports shut down, the graduation ceremonies and turmoil, what did this do to the athletes as far as their future for scholarships and potential playing at colleges, etc.? What kind of a turmoil did that cause?
Well, it has to hurt a little bit. I mean, interviews for scholarships. And I know a lot of people knew ahead of time that the colleges, the NCAA people, colleges around here, who they wanted, who they didn't. But it still affects it. And as you see, I mean, like you see in the news yesterday, Stanford University is cutting 11 varsity sports after this coming academic year. And, I mean, it hurts people because there's a lot of opportunity. You know, Boise State's losing 3 of them. Kids that wanted to go to those universities or other universities, they may not have the program in a couple of years for them to go. So it's a big deal. And, you know, Stanford has a huge multi-billion-dollar endowment, and if they're cutting sports, I can only imagine what some of these smaller universities and colleges are going to go through. So it affects them that way as well. There's going to be less programs, and it's less a chance for an athlete to be seen participating in a high school athletic events for these kids, for these colleges to come scout them and watch them. It's a tough deal.
Randy, I've said the following statement many, many times on my program, and I want you to agree or disagree with me. Many students, I'm not saying all students, but I would say many students, if it weren't for the extracurricular, like the football, the baseball, the track, whatever, they may not even stay in school. I think sports adds a cohesiveness to the school curriculum that makes for a better, well-rounded student. How would you respond to that?
I can't agree more. You're preaching to the choir. I agree 100%. You know, and I hear some people say, well, it's not a big deal if you cancel sports because it's, 12 privileged kids out on the basketball field or on the volleyball court, whatever, soccer field, basketball court, whatever. But, it's more than that. You've got cheerleaders there at the events. You've got band at the events. You've got dance teams there. You've got kids on the side selling stuff for the National Honor Society for different events, different clubs they're in. It brings the community together, athletics does. And I was just telling somebody the other day, I did refereed the 5A state championship at the Idaho Center a couple years ago, the boys basketball. There's probably 12,000 people. It was packed. At halftime, they go out and introduce and honor the people, the kids, the students that had academic excellence throughout the school year. And only in athletics is that platform available. Nowhere else can you get honored in front of that many people. So it's more than just the few athletes playing. I mean, it's the whole community. And when kids leave school and move on to whatever they do after high school, the thing they remember is their extracurricular activities, like you're saying. It's not sitting in math class or whatever. It's the things they do extra. And it's a huge to athletics, huge to academics, huge to the entire school experience.
Well, I know that Governor Little is going to be coming out, I think, at noon today and making an address to talk about the school openings and what they can and can't do. But there was another aspect of this that I wasn't thinking about until early this morning, and I was thinking about some of the things I wanted to mention to you. You might have the green light and everything looks good, and you're going to get your football team in shape and get ready with the uniforms and everything. But what about the rest of the conferences? What about the other schools?
Well, absolutely. You're right. We don't know. I mean, there's rumors that the Boise district is going to shut their schools down, and I don't have them in but I know there's some local schools around here that have games, different sports up in District 3, up in Ada County. And I don't know what they're going to do to fill those. It affects a lot. Absolutely. I know the IHSA just came out. They sent us a thing yesterday. We always have a dead period. I don't know if everybody knows this, but there's a week dead period before fall sports begin. It's always like the first full week in August where coaches can't have contact with kids. It kind of gets them away from the sports, focuses on getting ready for the school year. And the IHSA yesterday waived that dead period. They want kids, obviously there's restrictions with it, but they want kids to be in better physical shape, like you say. They want people to be conditioned better. With weight training, they can do fundraisers, attend coaches' meetings, pick up equipment. You can't have coach-sponsored drills or camps, but there's things you can do, and they're just trying to do everything they can to get these kids back, as you say, back in shape. They're safer, so they're more involved with that athletics. Like you say, stay out of trouble. The more things you're involved with, the less negative things you can be with. So,
Randy, I was listening to a program here about last week on Monday, I think it was, and the people that were involved in the interview, I don't think they really gave it a lot of thought. There was a person on there talking about sports and talking about the school systems, and they were talking about going back to school and making the students wear a mask full time at school and even in the sports programs. And I thought, Evidently, you haven't played very many sports and tried to breathe and play with a mask on. If that became mandatory, I think it would be very dangerous if that mask rule was to be adhered to by our athletes.
No, I agree with you, Zeb. I can't imagine playing basketball or football and having a mask and being able to breathe through it. I agree with you. I don't think it's safe at all. The athletic trainers that we have said that's not conducive to what kids, their health and things like that. So I agree that would be a tough situation. I don't see how that would work.
What about the overall picture of the kids? I mean, are they, the football players, the cross country, everybody else, are they really being pretty diligent in trying to maintain somewhat of a training regimen so that if they get the green light, they're ready to go?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what we're doing in the summer. That's what every can move at cross country out there. We've got swimmers going, football, we got it baseball, softball, we got everything going right now, and trying to keep them in shape for that exact reason, like you said, and that's another reason they waived this fall dead period, like I told you, just to keep kids in shape, just in case we play. But like I said, we don't know, so we're just doing everything we can to be ready in case it happens.
Well, and there's another aspect of high school sports, and a lot of it goes right back to the community, regardless of whether it's Burley, Boise, Idaho Falls, Twin Falls, doesn't make any difference. A lot of these sports programs rely on sponsorships, and boy, you don't want to lose that money, because if you do, next year it might even be harder to ascertain that same amount. Am I right or wrong?
Well, it's tough. You're right, Zeb. It's tough to go out. I got a whole batch trying to talk about this, but it's tough to go out and sell sponsorships if you don't even know there's going to be a season this year. It's just a tough deal. And of course, a lot of businesses are struggling right now, obviously, and it's tough to get donations. We've had some people that won't donate for that reason. There's just no money out there, and it's tough. It's tough, and there's a chance we talked about this as athletic directors a while back. There's a chance that we could have sports but no fans and no spectators, and that's tough. I mean, I don't know how you pay for the 19 sports left of referees. You can't even pay for the officials. We have a huge, I don't want to say on there, we have a huge amount of money that goes to pay IHSA dues and District 4 dues for every one of these sports, plus we play the athletic trainer, plus state tournament travel, and if you don't have gate receipts, sports doesn't happen. And so, like you said, no fundraising, no gate receipts, that could be really tough. So we don't know about that either. So that's a whole other aspect of this. You're right.
So here you are in your office, and kind of like with your feet in the starting blocks, you're waiting for the gun to go off. Hopefully the gun will go off, and you can go ahead with your sports programs. But when you look at the calendar, you're looking at basically, about 4 weeks or so till the start of school, and all this has to occur and get positive. If they give you the green light, you've got a lot of work ahead of you.
Yeah, August 10th, fall sports will start, and at Burley that involves cross-country, swimming, girls soccer, boys soccer, volleyball, and football. So there's 6 of them, and we got to be ready. You're exactly right. And so, like I said, we just keep working in the summer, doing what we're doing, and hopefully we get the green light. But again, like I said when we first started, it's a flip of a coin. I don't know, 50-50 shot whether we do it or not, and we'll find out shortly.
And talk about the sadness and the negativity if they don't get a chance to play their respective sports. I mean, we're talking about high school kids. We're talking about children that absolutely are the least affected by this virus, but yet they're going to be the most affected for their lives going into early adulthood if they don't get a chance to open this up.
Oh, it's terrible. Spring we got to... our track team didn't get to do anything. Our tennis got to host one match. Our golf got to host one event, and then baseball and softball each got to play one game at a jamboree, and they were crushed. I mean, it was tough. I mean, they were done. That's it. And it was hard. It was hard. We let the fields up in April. The whole state of Idaho did, just to honor the senior athletes, because we feel for them. You could see it in their face. I mean, you work so hard for your freshman, sophomore, and junior year, to be the person, the man or the woman of your team, and you work so hard at your skill and craft, and now all of a sudden it's taken away from you. And so many kids aren't going to go compete at the next level, and it's hard.
Oh my!
It's not a good situation at all.
No. I want to tell you how much I appreciate you and the efforts that you and your staff and all athletic directors, you're put in a very, very tough spot right now. Randy Wynn, athletic director at Burley High School, a dear friend of ours, thank you so much for coming on the program this morning. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Zeb. You're a good man. We appreciate you very much as well. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. Boy, I tell you what, everything is just like juggling about 14 basketballs right now. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know time frames and everything. Oh, a tough job. Education in general and connected to the sports programs. Good heavens, I hope all goes well. We are going to go right now via the phone, and I'm going to wait for the green light from Sean to tell me if we have Jeff at Lee's Furniture Floors.
I'm calling him right now.
You're a good man. Sean, I appreciate it. And we'll get Jeff on the air momentarily. While we are waiting, I'm going to ask Sean if he couldn't dial the number with one hand and hit the button for the Silver State Stampede with the other, if you would, please.
Thunder of hooves, the thrill of an 8-second ride, and all the fun of the PRCA Rodeo is at your fingertips this July 10, 11, and 12 when the Silver State Stampede makes its way to the Elko County Fairgrounds. This PRCA-sanctioned rodeo brings you the thrill of pro riders, mini bull riders, Old West bronc riders, mutton busting, and the always popular Ring of Fear. A family day Sunday evening, and tough enough to wear pink on Saturday. Gates open all 3 days at 4 p.m., and you can dance the night away on Friday and Saturday to the music of the Moonshine Outlaws. Family entertainment at its best with the 2020 Silver State Stampede. Silver State Stampede will be following all of the Nevada Governor's directives, Nevada United Roadmap to Recovery Plan, as well as the CDC guidelines. The safety of everyone is our top priority.
Oh, thank you. Gonna be a lot of fun down there. We'll look forward to it. Once again, we'll check over with my main man engineer, and I believe he said that Jeff is on the line. Good morning to Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More. Jeff, my old buddy, how are you?
I'm doing great, Zeb. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing good. I hope you're having a good summer so far.
Oh, my goodness. Right now, we're having the best weather. This is why Idaho is so nice, is because we have... once we get past the wind and the turbulent springs, summers are beautiful.
Absolutely. But there's a lot of great things going on indoors over at Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More. I understand you're having a sensational flooring event.
Yeah, in fact, Zeb, just to get you up to speed here, a lot of people have kind of been stuck indoors, and they're tired of looking at those floors. And you and I both know that it's nice to have an opportunity to refresh. So as part of our sensational flooring event, this is what it entails. Right now, and listen closely because this applies to everybody. Right now, you can redo the flooring for your entire home if you choose to do carpet for only $69 a month. And that price includes the material, the pad, your carpet, your labor, your sales tax, everything. And that's 48 months interest-free, $69 a month. And if you really want to go off the rails and you really want to get the high-end top premium carpet, you can do the very same thing for only $99 a month.
Wow.
Your entire home, the material, labor, everything, $99 a month.
Wow. How do they go about figuring how much carpet they need, or do you send people over to get this taken care of? I mean, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we actually do free estimates, and we do open line estimates, meaning we itemize every bit of labor so you can see exactly all the material, all the tax, all the work being performed, so there's no surprises at the end of the job. And we do free estimates. We go right out. We can oftentimes do those within 24 hours. We go out to your house, we measure, figure everything up, and put it on an estimate for you.
Okay. And
now that's just one half. May I continue that?
You bet your life.
Right now, many people wish to put in the new hard surface, which is luxury vinyl plank. And you can do the same thing for your entire home, and that is the luxury vinyl plank, sales tax, installation freight, everything, no surprises. You can do your entire home for only $109 a month.
Woo!
Interest-free. And again, if you really want to go crazy and you're like, you know what, I've been looking at this special floor, I want to put the best floor in, and you really want just a nice product, you can do the entire home, again, for $169 a month. And that's getting a premium luxury vinyl plank product.
Wow. All of this for your great sensational flooring event at Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More. And while we're talking about this, I also want you to mention just a little bit about some of the furniture and the mattress buys real quick. I had a lady call, as a matter of fact, the other day, asking me about the ad I did regarding the Simmons Beauty Rest mattresses.
Yeah, thanks for asking, Zeb. We just recently got in. What I mean by that is just this past month we got all of the brand new styles in the Simmons Beauty Rest. These are the beds that have the pocketed coil, and they are specifically designed for people that have some kind of a back discomfort or a sleeping issue, whether it be not being able to sleep on your side because of hip pressure, or maybe your arm is falling asleep because the shoulder pressure. These beds are specifically designed to offer the support and the pressure relief so that you're not tossing and turning through the night. And these beds also do not have the side motion where you can feel your partner moving around on the bed, so you can sleep soundly all night long.
Wow. All of this, plus you've got people there that really know all about furniture, all about flooring, all about carpet for the beautification and the comfortization of your home, correct?
Yes, we've got a great staff, and so I'd invite anybody that's considering putting the floor covering in. This is a great time to do it. The weather's nice. If you need to move furniture around, you want to do it while the elements are compatible. And anyway, come in and talk to us. We have a huge selection of flooring in stock, both the luxury vinyl plank. We have vinyl. We have carpet. We have tile. We have everything, Zep.
Tell me this. What are the hours at Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More?
We are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I'll tell you what, we're weathering the storm, and we came through it with flying colors. And I want everybody to stop down and see Jeff and the crew for the sensational flooring event at Lee's Furniture. Jeff, it's good to talk to you. Take care, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful summer.
And likewise to you, Zeb. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care, my friend. Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More at 459 Overland in Burley. Jeff, really a good old boy. Let's take a look at the clock. I think we'd better send this back over to Sean. He's been busy this morning, and right now we're going to send it over there for about 3 minutes, and we'll be back shortly.
And now, back to Zeb at the Ranch on AM 1230 KBAR. To reach Zeb, call 436-2244 or toll free 1-866-927-4587. And now, here is Zeb Bell.
The next gentleman that I'm going to have on my program this morning is a man that's been here before, and believe me, he understands politics. He understands what's going on in the Trump administration, and, of course, he is also the policy director for America First and the policies thus presented. And I'm going to have him on the air right now as a good morning to Curtis Ellis. Curtis, good morning, sir. How are you?
Great, Zeb. Good morning to you. Good to speak with you again.
Well, it's been a long time, and that's unfortunate. I'm glad that we got connections to have you back on the program. And Curtis, tell my audience a little bit about what you do with America First. I mean, basically, what is it and what do you do daily?
Okay, so America First is a combination super PAC. We're officially sanctioned by the White House. President Trump has designated us as his official super PAC. We are working for his re-election in this very important election year. And then we're also a nonprofit organization, America First Policies. Mm-hmm. And we exist to educate and mobilize people to support the agenda, the America First agenda, different policies from trade reform to regulatory reform to constitutionalist judges to press Congress to adopt these very important policies that are helping our country and everybody in it. Right now, for the last few weeks, we have been traveling the country with Vice President Pence, talking about the Great American Comeback, promoting the economic policies and the workforce training policies and what we need to put our country back on its feet after the pandemic, to bring jobs back to America so we're not dependent on China, and so we can actually have a stronger recovery and a stronger country than we had before this terrible, crippling virus from China struck us. So that's what we do. Linda McMahon, a longtime friend of the president, she and her husband Vince McMahon, you may remember or may know, were with the World Wrestling Federation, and they know Donald J. Trump for 25 years. Linda McMahon is the chairman of America First, and we're working very hard to help his re-election in November. Right now, one of the things we're doing is registering voters. You would be surprised, Zeb, how many people support President Trump, believe in what he's doing, but they're not even registered to vote for him. And we're going to need every single voter possible in order to beat this very concerted effort on the part of Democrats to sweep every election from the state house and state legislatures to Congress, Senate, and White House.
You know, Curtis,
if we see the Democrats
go ahead.
ruling all of those branches of government, it's going to be Katie bar the door. We can't let that happen.
You know, Curtis, I'm an older gentleman myself, and I'm very concerned. I think the word concern could be replaced with worried. In all my 72 years, I don't think I've been more concerned or worried about the status of America and the retention of American values as I am leading up to this election in November. I honestly feel that a very sinister, evil left that's promoting socialism and absolute moral decay in our society, the Democrats, they seem to be garnering bigger numbers, and every day I'm more concerned about this election. What are your thoughts?
I agree with you entirely, Zeb. I am very concerned on the immediate election, but on the long-term prospects for our country, because I, too, feel like I've never seen our values, the principles of our country, the principles of Western civilization, of Judeo-Christian civilization, under attack the way they are now. When I read about college professors that are being under pressure to be fired by fellow professors, where college professors are asking for other college professors to be terminated because they have a differing point of view. I always thought the colleges and universities were a place of academic freedom, where I see governors and mayors calling for let's not just calling for the abolition of police, but it's not just a policy they're talking about. They're refusing to defend basic order, civility, and you see these passionate mobs of people tearing down statues, and nobody's speaking up to say, look, if you want to remove a statue, we can debate this. We've got a government, and we've got a city council. We've got various instruments of government. We can talk about this, but to be tearing down public property, today they're going to be coming after your private property, and we have to draw the line here somewhere. A lot of people don't seem to understand the values of free speech, free thought, free exercise of religion, freedom of assembly. It's basically, if you don't agree with me, I don't want you to be able to live. I don't want you to have a job. I don't want you to be able to speak in public. And this is really, really dangerous territory we're in. And it goes beyond, and my fear is, if we see these people, the people who have these beliefs, take power in this country, they're going to institute that. We just saw the other day, I think it was Monday, that the prosecutor in some California county arrested somebody for vandalizing, for painting over a Black Lives Matter mural, right? Mm-hmm. Now, they weren't content to merely prosecute them for vandalism or, destroying public property or something like that, which would be, okay, fine. You want to do that? Please prosecute everybody who defaces monuments. I can get that. They also prosecuted these people for civil rights violations, for hate speech. That it's now become hate speech to express your opinion. That is very dangerous. That is really chilling. So if it's hate speech to deface a Black Lives Matter mural, and these same people say that George Washington is a symbol of white supremacy, by that logic, it should be hate speech to deface a statue of George Washington, because you're now, if the shoe fits on one foot, it fits on the other. It's really, and I don't think you should go down that path. I think people are entitled to different opinions. I think people who deface any monument should be prosecuted for vandalism or whatever. But you can't start censoring people and prosecuting people. They could face up to a year in prison for this this crime of hate speech. And I'm very concerned. I don't think it's any exaggeration to say this is the most important election ever, because what will happen if the Democrats sweep power? They'll get rid of the filibuster in the Senate, so they will be able to pass their laws with 51 votes.
Yep.
And they're going to jam through a program here that will change this country like we have never imagined. And it'll become far more difficult for people like us to express ourselves. We talk about a silent majority of Americans who share our values and believe in this country. It is becoming, and it will become even more, a silenced majority. There is a clear effort underway right now to silence those who don't share the views of the radical left.
Curtis,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to interrupt you there. I got a call waiting with a comment, but I wanted to ask you this. You used the word logic in your sentences earlier, and that's a word that I think needs to be amplified, because where is the logic? Where is the education? Where is the upbringing? Where is the morality? Where is the sense of right and wrong in this country? Have we lost all that and the bus is headed over a cliff? But what's going on here?
Well, the left, the far left, and I mean the far left. We're talking about hardcore Marxists, people who believe in Marxism, who believe in no private property, who believe in a dictatorship of the proletariat. But to put that in plain English, that our party should have dictatorial power and dictate to the rest of society how to work. People who believe in that have really taken over the university, and they have been indoctrinating their students in this way of thinking. I was talking to a college student recently, and he tells me that the professors lecture them on all of this nonsense, saying that the Greeks, the ancient Greeks, the cradle of democracy, they were all racists.
Oh my.
They never talked about black people. Well, there weren't any black people in Greece, but but this is the type of just one tiny example of the indoctrination. They're not teaching critical thinking anymore. They're teaching this is what you should think. They're not teaching students how to think. They're telling them what to think.
Absolutely.
And it's all of this left-wing Marxist, materialistic, godless drivel that is very dangerous. And on top of it, you've got these kids who are so terrified of an opposing point of view. They see an opposing point of view as violence. I don't know where this comes from. There's a lot of theories out there that they're afraid to, this call for safe spaces. I want a safe space. And safe space means a psychological safe space where they're not exposed to anyone that disagrees with them. Now, what kind of society is it that you would have where people aren't exposed to differing points of view? That's beyond a prison. I don't even know what that is. That's beyond comprehension. That's the logic, right? It's an insane logic. It's an irrational logic. But that's not a contradictory term. You can have a perfectly logical system. Within the system, it's logical, but the whole thing makes no sense.
Absolutely.
And that's where we're at.
Absolutely. We have a caller with a comment. I'm down to the last 4 minutes in this segment. Caller, quickly, you're on the air, please.
Well, the silent majority went out and voted in 2016 for Trump. I know that every Trump voter that voted for him has to have been happy. I can't imagine that there'd be a minute amount of people that were unhappy with what he did. So, and then since then, he has proved out, he did what he promised, and so there's more people behind the scenes that are happy with Trump. There's no way anybody in their right mind would blame COVID-19 on Trump, and there's no way that anybody in their right mind would blame Black Lives Matter on Trump. They may be a little upset that he hasn't sent out the troops to stop some of this violence, but it exposes the blue state mayors and governors. So I just can't imagine how Trump, really, when it comes right down to it, that the silent majority is not going to be anxiously awaiting their opportunity to go vote for him and beat out the insane left. Only thing that concerns me would be mail-in ballots and voter fraud. I'll hang up.
Respond to the caller, please, Curtis. I'm down to the last about 3 minutes.
Well, I sure hope he's right. It's going to come down to several states: Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Florida. And what he says about mail-in ballots, I'm very concerned about that. These people will steal the election. They will try. And the mail-in ballots is a real good way to do it. So even more important that we get everyone to register to vote. I think he's right about a lot of people that were not sure about Donald Trump are now more sure than ever. But it's going to be a very tough fight. We can't get complacent. We can't assume that we got this won. They're going to try every trick in the book, and they got several of them, to win. And we don't have the element of surprise on our side as we did in 2016. So we're going to have to work extra hard here to make this happen.
Let me ask you this final thought, Curtis. As you look at the overall premise of the so-called platform of the Democratic Party, there really isn't anything that says we can do this for you and be very specific. We can do that for families, nothing specific. It all seems to be a hodgepodge of taking away from the public with higher taxes, green energy deals, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Elizabeth Warren's economy and her thoughts, all compiled into Joe Biden in the basement. I still cannot imagine why and how the polls show Biden at a double-digit lead.
Well, look, for 4 years, the press, the media have been beating up Donald Trump, and now the Democrats have been pouring on these crises. People are exhausted. They're exhausted from being locked down in their homes. They're being exhausted from being told if you go outside, you're going to die. Your children can't go to school. You should be terrified. There's a recent poll that shows 71% of Americans are scared and 66% of Americans are angry. You put together, that's a toxic combination. You have scared and angry, anything can happen. And Biden's trying to portray himself, pass him off as some kind of moderate. So I'm going to bring normalcy and calm and, everything's going to be okay. Have some warm milk and cookies and go to bed. And he's not a moderate. He's not going to stand up to the crazies in the party that are driving the train, the AOCs and all. But that's how he gets to be 11 points ahead. They say, I'm going to end the division. I'm going to end all of the crazy talk and the crazy tweets, and the media is going to, and they will play along. As soon as if Biden were elected, they're going to it's all going to be rainbows and sunbeams in their coverage of him. So that's the trick they're playing here.
Absolutely.
It's a masquerade.
Absolutely.
This guy is responsible for all the problems, all the lost jobs, all the crummy economy we've had for years, decades. And now he's trying to portray himself as the solution, the great savior.
Absolutely.
That he created.
Absolutely. You know, Curtis, I wish I had more time. You're always welcome on this program. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking to Curtis Ellis, Policy Director of America First Policies. Thank you very much, and please know that I'll be calling you in the near future to have you back. Thank you, sir.
You bet. Thanks, Ed.
Take care. A very interesting conversation, and I just flat ran out of time. I wished I had more to visit with Curtis Ellis. We've got to run to the weather, but first of all, I want to tell you about Edith's Cafe, 144 East Highway 81 in Burley, right across from the golf course. You want great food. You want the best bang for your buck when you sit down at a wonderful restaurant to enjoy the food. It's Edith's Cafe. Don't forget that they're open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 8, Fridays and Saturdays, 11 to 9, and they have got all the goodies for you, all the sandwiches, all the burgers, all the great evening meals. They've got it all, and great desserts, too, at Edith's Cafe, 144 East Highway 81 in Burley. Right now, we're going to move right into the weather forecast quickly. We're running short on time, and the weather is brought to you by our friends at Scarro's Meats. Don Scarrow and the crew, of course, at 331 North Road, Jerome. Don't forget, go to their website, scarrowsmeats.com, and give them a call, 324-7657. All the hams, all the different flavors of bacon, all the pork chops, all the tri-tips, everything, the bratwurst, it's all there for you, for all your great dining, your barbecues, your family get-togethers, everything. Meats from Scarrow's Meats in Jerome. And right now, here's Gina with the weather.
Expecting another few beautiful days and warming temperatures. Here's a look at your weather forecast. Looks like sunny skies for today. High of about 90 degrees. So if you're working out on the blacktop or outside, make sure you keep yourself well hydrated. For tonight, mostly clear skies with a low of 56. For tomorrow, sunny skies, high of 88, clear, and 56 for Friday night. By Saturday, looks like it's going to be the warmest day so far. Sunny skies, highs are going to be in the mid-90s. And then for Sunday, sunny skies in 88. That's what's your weather forecast for 7-3.
Thank you very much, Gina. Brought to everybody by Scarrow's Meats, 331 North Road, Jerome. They are changing the way we eat, one delicious bite at a time. Caller, I've got exactly 1 minute and 30 seconds. Oh, they hung up. They didn't even give me a chance to say my little time frame. While I'm without a call, I guess I'll just jump right over here and tell you about our great big major sponsor, and that's, of course, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. You know, if you're going to be traveling anywhere during the course of the summer, taking that family on a trip, or maybe you're going to be going with the horses to horse shows and rodeos and team ropings or whatever, or maybe taking the boat and you're going to be going to various locations, you'd better make sure that you're ready for summer travel with the best in tires for your vehicles, cars, pickups, SUVs, horse trailers, boat trailers, whatever, and the best of tires with all the right tread designs and everything that you need for your type of driving right there at your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. As an airplane went over real low and scaring me to death, don't forget to stop in and see any one of the 7 locations serving you and check out the free pre-trip safety check that we've been telling about. And don't forget, too, farmers and ranchers and dairymen, the on-the-farm service to you with their service trucks running all over the valley. Your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. James and Buell, Dan on Pole Line and Twin, Lane and Rupert, Mike and Jerome, Dave on Blue Lakes and Twin Falls, the Twist family in Paul, and Trent on Overland in Burley. The best, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. I've got a spray plane that decided it's going to go ahead and work this field right next to my office. It's going to get noisy here in a few minutes. I'm going to wrap things up and say this is the end of the week for us. We'll be back here next Monday at 8:06. And we certainly end the program by saying the way things were are the way things ought to be. And the 4 words that mean the most to us, in God we trust. Have a great weekend. Be safe. We'll see you next Monday at 8:06.